Boy, it's the holidays again, and here I sit in the ski chalet, high atop Mount Swingset. Crackling fire, hot chocolate spiked with rum chata. Wearing my 10th Doctor onesie and reminiscing. I think about all that's happened this year, the things that have changed. My God, I released a book. The only thing that can make this evening better is... Oh, look out the window. Why, it's Ginger Bentham. Ginger, welcome to the chalet.
Hey, Coop. Here, let me rack my skis. I'm going to rack my skis.
Well, so you skied up the
Yeah,
hill.
absolutely.
Up the mountain. Good for you. Yeah, you never one to shirk a challenge.
True. Although I am quite chilly.
Well,
I'd love to come in.
Come in and sit by the roaring fire.
Will you cuddle me?
Will I? You just try to... No, that's creepy. No. Yes, I will. But can I get you some hot chocolate first?
Yes. How about you add some peppermint schnapps for me? Because if we're going to cuddle, I want to get extra warm.
I'll make you extra warm.
Excellent.
But look, Jen, I see another good friend out the window. Former swinger president himself, and now respected private citizen, Dylan Thomas.
I'm so excited. Sorry.
Dylan.
I'm so excited.
Dylan, Ginger is so excited she is beyond words.
I'm so excited Dylan's here.
She has missed you tremendously. You know, you were off recording your other hit podcast last week.
I know. It's the Dylan and Friends Storytime podcast, and I really appreciate you calling it out. But I know I leave Ginger pretty breathless on a regular basis.
Yes.
Pretty breathless on a regular basis.
You absolutely do.
Pretty and breathless.
Yes. But, you know, I know that you guys know that I'm not really comfortable being naked. And so the other day I was sitting in a hot tub.
Yes.
And, you know, all innocent like I am, but, you know, nude as the day that I was born. And then all of a sudden a woman fell into my lap, and I'm like, I don't know what to do now.
Wow. That's a crazy, epic story. And I want to hear more about that, but I hear...
Well, I see people outside.
Is it carolers?
President Dylan? Is that your Secret Service? Or could it be...
Yes, does Dylan still have the Secret Service?
Of course. You have it for life after you're swinger president.
Yeah.
Could it be...
Hark.
That Katie Mack?
Well, it looks... I mean, she is bundled. But
I don't know.
It looks like that Katie Mack. Let's go check it out.
Hello.
Come in from the cold, friend.
Oh, this should be good.
I can assure you that I am not Dylan's Secret Service.
She's very out
about
the thick
it.
walls of the chalet.
Well, you're all very boisterous. What can I say?
Well, we've been drinking
There's peppermint schnapps. Do you want some?
with or without hot chocolate.
You can drink it
sounds
straight
lovely.
from the plastic pint.
So I feel like at some point we should let anybody who might be listening, you know, out in the world or through the walls of the chalet, know
They can hear you.
that we are...
I'll make sure they hear me, if you know what I mean.
They can hear you, Dylan?
Or, you know,
He's
the
going to
people I'm
make
with.
sure.
Oh.
I'm picking up what you're laying down.
He's going to echo down the mountain. There
like your
may
choice
be
of
an
words.
Pipe.
avalanche.
He's laying down some pipe right now.
Already? He's uncomfortable being naked.
Oh,
Jesus.
you know, I don't buy that.
Well,
I don't buy that either. That's
Maybe
some
it's just
bullshit
like a
if I
onesie
ever
with a
heard
hole
it.
cut out of it.
that's how Cooper rolls.
What did I do?
you wear the onesie with a hole cut out of it.
It's
No, I
like some
got the
weird dick
flap,
in a box
you know.
with a onesie.
Yeah, I've got the zipper on the bottom that goes up.
it's funny because when you said bottom, I thought you were talking about your butt, even though you actually mean the bottom of the onesie. But the thing is, talking about onesies is not terribly sexy to me. So I think onesie kind of brings you back into a childlike state. And so you were talking about the bottom. It's like, why are you talking about your bottom like it's a bottom? But no, I get it now. We're cool.
I'm glad you get it, Dylan. But so I would,
and I'm pretty sure you were getting it while you're in that onesie too. So it's all good.
Wow, with my sonic screwdriver.
Why did the lights go out?
I was going to suggest to anyone who might be, observing from afar that we were going to, reminisce and talk, because it's the end of another year here on Mount Swingset.
And here we cozy under the same blanket.
Oh, yes. Big blankets. We have nothing but the best plush king-size blankets here.
Actually, you guys can take those. I'll take my...
Dylan's just going to lie nude in front of the fireplace.
On the bearskin rug.
On the bearskin rug.
No, screw bearskin. I actually like the nice Mexican knitted wool blankets.
I would say screw bearskin is something that doesn't happen. Doesn't get said often at all.
Yeah, I'm just gonna leave my coat on.
Are you gonna hang to the side, Katie?
With those glasses on.
Gonna take the couch.
Yeah. Well, you don't know what I've done on that couch.
So on your wool Mexican blanket, Dylan, was there more?
Lying nude.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's very brave.
Like a Cosmo centerfold, say.
Sure. No, like David Hasselhoff.
You would rather be David Hasselhoff than Burt Reynolds in the Cosmo centerfold?
I would rather be
David
David
but are we
Hasselhoff.
Talking like Baywatch Hoff or like Cheeseburger Hoff?
Cheeseburger Hoff was on the floor.
I don't really mix food and pleasure much, so
neither does he.
As uncomfortable as you already are, I'm just going to leave the food out of this one, and hope that maybe you can be convinced to open up a little bit. So,
wow. So while Dylan's trying to get in Katie's parka, Jen, what's been going on?
Oh my. There's so much going on.
I've heard tell on the mountain that you
Mountain Swingset
and the prof are in a pretty intense new relationship and are throwing that poly word all over the place.
I know. It's true. So, oh my gosh, so much to tell. It's crazy. So for as long as we've been open, which has been a long damn time, many, many, many years, I've never had an experience that's really been more unexpected over and over again than this experience. Because just the bullet points, we met someone in the vanilla world, a woman who is a little over a decade our junior, which is really Prof's sweet spot, go figure. And she is amazing and smart and successful, and we clicked with her on every level in the sense that in a vanilla way. And then we're just in this space where, and I'd love to talk about this at some point, this intangible sort of, you feel an energy and you're not really sure what you can make of it, but it exists. And we just got a little more vulnerable and a little more trusting and had conversations and dinners. And it turns out that she shared with us she had never really felt like she was herself in her skin in a monogamous relationship, and it just went from there. And it actually started out in a way that was surprisingly rocky, because Prof and I had a very rare off night and had a disagreement about something completely unrelated to her on the same night that she and Prof had a really intense physical connection. And it looked a lot like it was because of her. Like the disagreement was because of her, which had nothing to do with her. So I really felt like we just did all kinds of rookie mistakes all at once. And it actually turned out that we were able to walk that back. But how we did, I don't even know. She was so trusting, and she just really, like, we of course had this multifaceted relationship in the first place. She knew us just kind of in lots of different ways and was able to trust us when we said that the disagreement that happened, which again is so rare, had nothing to do with her. And she trusted us, and it went from there. And so we really did have a moment at the very beginning where we were like, we have this whole other thing that happened that will derail this whole thing, which was precarious anyway, because we met in the vanilla world. And none of that happened. And since then, it feels like it's on fast forward. Like we click in so many ways. The emotional connection is there. She has always shared this connection with me that I had in my past, where she identified as bisexual in a lot of ways, but didn't really have the words or the experience for it. And so we've clicked in the sense that she's able to explore her bisexuality with me, and she and Prof have this incredible dynamic connection that is really just blissful to watch between the two of them. And it's one of those things, like once you kind of let go of setting boundaries and just let it happen naturally, it's happened really fast, and it's been amazing. Like to the point of dates and dinners and very seamless interactions in the world, other than for the first time, we've really struggled with what do we do with this connection and affection that we want to show, and this connection that we can't show. It's a very poly predicament. I mean, we had it once before, but we just didn't really have the words for it with our first partner way back when. But it didn't show itself to this extent. And so we're really in deep, and she's amazing, and we're really going to the exploration of looking at what it might look like to be out as poly at some point in the, I won't say near future, but in the future, in the sense that this is an undeniable relationship that really deserves to be recognized. And it's really inhibiting us as we move about the world already. And it's only been 3.5 months.
That's amazing. And I love hearing you talk about her, because it's really, it's something different from the way I've experienced externally your relationships.
How so?
Well, it's getting to see a completely different variant on how you process relationships, and how poly looks to you, and how you yearn to interact. It's really cool, because in the past, when I've seen your yearning to interact, it has been, yearning to interact. It has not been, I love it. and that's pretty awesome. And so I'm happy I get to see this, and I'm happy I get to see something new and exciting blossoming here.
Aw, thank you. Well, it's definitely something that exhilaration's the word. Like there's something to be said for intense interactions and intense connections, and I've had those and I continue to have those. And then there's something to be said for something that just continually catches you off guard, where you're just like, oh, what do I do with that? And I feel like that's it's entire, like, I feel like I had so many experiences, and Prof and I together had so many experiences and have had experiences that are very swingery, and also some that have been very emotional. But this idea of being caught off guard by what we're having to process is new for us, and it's showing in our relationship. Like, we're really having to stay on our toes and really having to do a lot of communicating and be really raw with each other and with her, and for a lot of different reasons, including, other relationships. And so it makes me smile to think about doing the show, because I can appreciate and feel in a different way and on a different level some of the mailbag messages we get, and some of the Twitter messages that I get, and the emails that Prof and I get, that the urgency behind looking for some assistance is really there, because I've I think I even tweeted something like, isn't there this show I need to be listening to right now? Because I'm completely at a loss, and that's all been really real. It's all been so real.
Well, I appreciate hearing about it, and I don't know if you feel the same way, Katie, but it's kind of proof of concept that it doesn't really matter how long you've been doing something. Something will just kind of kick off that passion inside you, and like I like being around people that are new to the lifestyle, or to an arrangement, or to an experience, or to an event, or a certain type of event, because they get this look in their eye, and some people present by like kind of hopping up and down and waving their hands, and some people bounce a little bit, and some people just get all like wide-eyed and drooly, and some people just like, don't know how to react, and so they freak out and run away, whatever it is. but people get that way when they're experiencing something new and awesome. And you talking about your, I'm going to say the word girlfriend, Ginger. It sounds just like.
I know, isn't that great? That sound that she made was amazing.
Yeah,
I think Prof just somewhere out in the universe just went also.
It's so funny you say that, because this is the thing. Like, we just had so that discussion happen. So we like, this is all new for her. Like, remember, this is a complete civilian. This is a complete vanilla. This is like, never once had this crossed her mind in any way, shape, or form. And then all of a sudden this all kind of happens. And I bring us back to that question, like, why, how? Like, that is worthy of an episode in and of itself. But so this all happens, and we're having these conversations where she's not only processing a relationship with him, which is more familiar because she's been heterosexual up until this point. She's now processing a relationship and connection and attraction to a woman, me, and she's in this poly head where she's having to process a relationship with a couple and all these other real life things, where she's going home for holidays and she's in NRE and she can't talk to anybody about it because she can't tell anybody about who she's in a relationship with. And I'm feeling this intense empathy for that, and I can't really tell people. And as brave as we are moving about the world, brave and / stupid really at this point in where we roll, holding hands and being together, and time she's spending with Prof out in the world, world in a place where the whole world can see and all of these things, where we're kind of getting to a space where, as Coop very astutely and wisely encouraged me to not let NRE out us, in this space of really wondering, what does this actually look like as we develop it over time? And she's going through all this as well. And so it's like trying to be there for her and trying to process it for us. And we had this conversation about the word girlfriend. So it was raised, and then like 3 or 4 dates later, actually just a week ago, not even, we were out together, the three of us, and she was sitting next to Prof and I was sitting across the table, and you could tell the couple sitting next to us was trying to figure out what the hell was going on.
I love that.
Yeah.
I
They were like,
love that.
okay, so they're holding hands and they're flirting, and they just leaned across the table and gave a little kiss and like could not figure it out. And we didn't care. We were just like so in the zone. But she actually stopped us and said, I've been thinking about the girlfriend term, and I want to be your girlfriend. And we literally both did the things, like the sounds and the melting and the like
the sound that you made, Katie.
Cheersing and the whole thing. And it was just like, I'm this, like, I can't speak. I'm just like, oh my God, that just happened. And there aren't words. And it's like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. And then so then that happened. And then you're like, now what? Nothing. Got no idea. I have no idea. Now what do we do? What does it mean that we have a girlfriend? What does it mean that we honor her as a girlfriend? What does it mean? And our past experience was years ago and was very closeted and was very much with a different woman who wasn't seeking the same kind of day-to-day connection, it was still day-to-day, but it was very closeted. It was very much like, I'm still going to date. I still don't want to be out in any way. This is very different, and none of us know what's going on. And so I love that I can be raw and vulnerable and not know what's happening, and show, like you said, Dylan, that, Prof and I have been open for 9 years, and this is new for us, and it's new for her, and it's new for me, as I've shared in conversations with you guys kind of offline, that there's a lot to process, and I'll make room for that on the show as well. But man, oh man, like, if you've been listening to Swingset for a long time, just know that, like, 9 years later, you might be back at square one. I'm just going to say it that way.
There's something really equal parts like adorable and encouraging about all of that. Like it's a combo there.
Yeah, I love seeing this, and I love that feeling that you're talking about. When I met Ophelia, it was for a hot one-night stand.
I remember.
That became the most important relationship in my life, surprisingly. Out of nowhere, it became that. And that's something so unique. And I think that's really what it is, that why I'm so excited to see you feeling your way around this, because it is a continuous, you're off the map. You've gone past the edge of the map, and that's terrifying sometimes, for me, for mortals, but also very exciting. I noticed over there in the corner, just minding her own business, the amazing singer-songwriter Rachel Lark. I wonder if we could, coax her over here to sing us a song. Rachel, would you sing us, how about sing us Old Polly Night? That'd be awesome.
Oh, Polly Night, the threesome is beginning. It is the night we have planned for a while. Long have we toiled with sexual frustration for your kind of a slut, and I am bisexual. a thrill of hope. She won't invite more drama, for she seems chill and good with boundaries. Fall on your knees. That line really stands alone. Oh, honey, stop rambling. She's bored. You're going to ruin it. Oh, bring us more wine all night. Oh, Polly night.
Thank you, Rachel. That was awesome. We're going to take a quick break from our little story time discussion circle to refill our hot cocoa, everybody.
It's Irish.
It seems like it's all sorts of things with the rum chata and the peppermint schnapps.
Well, Charlie Glickman said that your cocoa and your peppermint schnapps is like liquid thin mints.
It is like
Yes.
liquid thin mints. I like that guy.
Hey Swingset fans, we want your help. We're searching near, far, long, short, and wide for opportunities to bring our message and our passion to the people, possibly live, but definitely direct. If you know of an event or a space near you that may be interested in having the Swingset out, let us know. Send us information at contact@lifeontheswingset.com. Thanks.
When it comes to online dating, we here at the Swingset believe that Cassidy is the best one out there. It looks great, it's intuitive and easy to use, and it's simply full of potential sexy friends. Still the fastest growing online swinger dating site in the world, Cassidy has been our go-to site for the last 3 years. If you sign up using our link at lifeontheswingset.com/KASIDIE, you'll get some free time to explore the site. And you can decide for yourself if Cassidy is the site for you. Hope to see you there at Cassidy.com. So did everyone get their hot chocolate?
Mm-hmm.
Everyone put a little extra something in it?
I nuked my shot glass of tequila in the microwave, so yes.
nothing like
That's
hot
kind of
tequila.
gross. Kind of gross.
Well,
Body, no.
let's return to the fire. Let's return to the fire. So, Dylan, it's been a while.
Yeah, hold on, Coop. I actually wanted to comment about something that Ginger was talking about, other than just
Oh, you mean before we went and got hot chocolate?
Yeah, well,
Okay.
I've been thinking about it for a while. And
Well, you mulled it over
well,
like
I
a
did,
fine
'cause
mulled
something-
wine.
something she said about that couple that was trying to figure out what, she, Prof, and their girlfriend were talking about. I'm just going to continue saying it.
I know.
Because it's making me
Oh
smile
my God.
a little bit. I know.
I can't help it.
Katie, I think that was an endearing oh my God, right? I think.
Yeah, no, it totally was. That was not some cunty oh my God.
So, like,
That's getting tweeted.
you were talking about that couple that was trying to figure out what the fuck was going on, and I had a similar moment, except I'm pretty sure it was with vanilla people. So, I was you were with vanilla people, but I was on the opposite end of that interaction. So, I was sitting at a kind of a cool bar on the Chicago coast. With somebody very special that flew in to spend some time with me, and we were just chatting and eating pizza and having a drink, and we saw this drunk white girl kind of not awkwardly, like sloppily flirting with the guy she had obviously come to the bar with. And it was
Drunk white girls be crazy.
well, the joke was that we looked at each other and we're like, "Oh my God!" and then I said, "Yeah, drunk white girls do occasionally inherit the earth. It doesn't always stick, but they can do it."
Well, they don't know what to do with it.
Well, because they're drunk
Yeah.
and white. But so she kept going not awkwardly, damn it. She kept sloppily flirting with this dude, and then he went to the bathroom. And then she turned around, walked over to another dude that wasn't too far away, so, a couple steps, and then started drunkenly flirting with him. And like I said, it was obvious that she had come into the bar with this other dude.
Well, the white dudes are replaceable.
In
when one goes away, you just slide another one in.
Well,
plenty of white dudes in the bar.
Plenty.
That's a good point. So
on the Chicago coast.
Maybe she wasn't wearing her glasses, and she couldn't tell the difference between the white dudes. So I get it. But she went over and started drunkenly flirting with this white dude, and he was all receptive about it. And then this dude came out of the bathroom and looked a little off-put, but sat down, and then she finished flirting with him and then went back to him, and then she acted all confused about why he might be a little off-put. And so we're sitting there just like, okay, shh. I think this is going to be okay. Let's see what happens. And so we're just kind of
them in the wild, Dylan?
Yeah, we're eating pizza and drinking. And so she goes back, reassures him that no, I like you. It's okay. And then they start making out, and then she walks away to go to the bathroom, comes back, goes to the other dude, starts flirting with him again, and the guy's like, I don't know what's going on right now. But he seemed like he wasn't off-put that time. He was definitely waiting for her to come back. But he was kind of studying the situation, considering what to do. And then she eventually went back, and it's like, oh, all right, well, I guess I'm still going to have a girl in my arms, so it's all good. And so she in decreasing intervals, she kept going between the two guys. And then kind of brought the two guys a little closer together, and then started talking to both of them. Oh my,
is she trying to jumpstart a threesome?
I think she was trying to jumpstart a threesome.
Wow.
But she was doing...
That's a ballsy move.
When you're that drunk, it's really hard to orchestrate that.
Yes. I'm sure
when you're sober, it's hard to orchestrate that.
Well, maybe for you, but I get it. Cooper. For mere mortals, it's hard to orchestrate. So
damn.
She was still very sloppy about it, but she seemed to at least keep a conversation going between the two of them. But she made a typical drunk white girl move and went to the bathroom, came back, but instead of going back to the guys, she got distracted by something happening in the kitchen, and she took too long to get back, and one of the guys started to lose interest, and then she just lost all of her juju. And I'm like, oh, you were so close to getting what you so obviously wanted, and it was like she had to teach the guys that no, it's cool. You can both be into me. It's okay. I'm into you both. It doesn't threaten either of you two. She wasn't confident about it. She wasn't planning it. It was just happening really, really. It was like watching anarchy that all of a sudden became something almost recognizable as organization, and then it all fell apart again like anarchy does. And
out of chaos, order.
Out of chaos, orgasms. Except it almost didn't. It didn't happen this time. So we sat there and we're like, I know that you, talking to my friend, I know that you're not into drunk white girls or picking up random people at a bar.
Oh, okay.
But if I were here by myself, or I were here with somebody that might be interested in picking up random drunk white girls and showing them a good time, preferably when they're not drunk anymore and can actually make good decisions, I feel like we could turn this into something interesting. I've been out with some of my guy friends recently, and there have been some opportunities that I've had to pass up because I wasn't with the right guy friend. But if I was with the right guy friend, she was primed. Her plumbing was primed for that. So yeah, it was an amazing bit of about 45 minutes of drunk theater.
Drunk theater, I like it.
Oh my god!
Yeah, so I know that there was no real drunk drinking in your experience, Jin, but you reminded me of that because we were the couple.
No drunk drinking.
Yeah,
at all.
Drunk drinking.
The fuck was
drinking
that?
to excess. Drinking to excess.
There we go.
It's the same thing as Ernesty Cooper, I think. It's the same root.
Okay.
Yeah. So
there was drunk drinking in Mexico. I just need to share that. But that was an amazing story. And I love that you were scoping the whole scene for someone who is ripe for a threesome. And you're like, I'm here. Just a public service. No big deal.
Well, we were kind of whispering in our ears like we were wildlife narrators for a while. It was great.
Notice the wild white girl.
Well, you go out to a club and you start prospecting for somebody, even if it's just a bar or something. And we weren't doing that, but we felt like we were privy to something that nobody else was seeing.
The birth of a threesome. It's like watching a star get burned.
A birth of a vanilla threesome.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. It was kind of intense. So, you were going to ask me a question, Cooper, because I did say something kind of funny not too long ago.
Wow.
Oh my god.
Wow, yes, Dylan. I was going to ask you a question because you said something kind of funny. So I hear, Dylan.
I don't know why you guys laughed at me for that.
Oh my god, I fucking missed you guys so much.
Hashtag explanabrag, Dylan.
Wait. Okay, I'm totally lost. Where did the explanabrag come in there?
The you said something kind of funny part was what I was enjoying.
Sir, Cooper, you were going to ask me something because I said something kind of funny.
Oh.
Like, in case you all forgot about the funny thing I said, Cooper, I think you were going to ask me about
Remember
it.
when I said something funny? You should ask me a question about it.
Okay.
About the funny thing.
Yes,
I
about
see.
the funny thing that
I
I
see.
said.
That I said.
Earlier.
Okay. I didn't realize it was that awkward. I apologize. On reflection, thanks to all of your observations, that was strange.
Up here, Dylan, the altitude here, the air is thin.
That's very
It
true.
really
Atop
is.
Mount Swingset. So we're all a little awkward and punchy.
Well, I should be better because I was just I right after Cancun, I went to Mexico City, and it's 7,500 feet above sea level there, and I definitely was feeling a little bit of altitude weirdness at times that I didn't expect. So here on Mount Swingset, I should be better, but I guess I'm not. So
High atop, yeah.
Whatever.
Mount Swingset.
So I won't try to convince you to talk to me. I'll just say what I was saying earlier, and I mentioned.
Dylan, I'm curious because you and I sort of slide in and out of Polly.
Yeah,
I think.
yeah. Go on.
And people, but Polly also.
I was going to say, well, she sounds like a nice girl.
And she is. Polly is lovely.
I've never been with a
Jin,
poly.
is obviously more emotionally stable and really takes her time and considers before accidentally tripping and falling into Polly. But so for a time, sometimes I'm Polly and you're not. Sometimes you're Polly and I'm not. Right now, it seems like, because I slid into the swing thing, it seems like you're sliding in that direction too.
Yeah, well, I think so. And we have a pattern of doing this because I've made up for your lack of casual sex before.
You have.
And your lack of swinginess by doing it 3 times as much as I normally would have.
You
or maybe 5 times
go
more than you
above and
normally would have.
beyond.
I do
Dylan.
go above and beyond.
When
and
I
I'm
can't
proud of
fuck
that.
the girls, you fuck them for me. Not necessarily the same girls, but girls.
Yes.
That's weird.
And it's
that
not
was weird.
It was a little weird.
I'm going to
I'll roll
call
with it.
the altitude again. Hashtag altitude.
Really, I think the most heartbreaking thing for me about this being a podcast is that not a single person can see what my face looks like right now.
Well, Katie, it's red, but it's red because of the wind and the cold from
And
when
the
you were
disgust.
outside, high atop Mount Swingset.
And the disgust.
And the disgust.
So
She is so disappointed in
So
us
Ginger,
right
you are
No.
you are definitely pulling in the direction of Polly right now, and I think
And
I'm
so is
pulling away
Katie.
from Polly. Oh, are you, Katie? Oh,
now. Yeah.
I'm a little less up to date with your life than I should be, Katie, and I'll
Katie jumped right into the deep end of polycomplexity.
Oh,
To Dylan, to hear more, you should listen to
See
last
what
week's
happens
episode.
when you go to Mexico?
yeah. Okay, I'll find. Well, we'll see if we can talk offline sometime, Katie, or maybe online. Who knows? It is a mystery. But
Tell your damn story, Dylan.
I'm trying. So I seem to be bleeding off the Polly for some reason, and it's not like it's happening for any particular. I haven't made a decision on it, but let's just say I've been enjoying having a lot of casual sex, and I haven't been prospecting for anybody new, but all the people that are fitting into my life lately have been relatively casual. And it's been nice. And of course, we just went to Mexico, and at Desire in Mexico, it's just a whirlwind of opportunity for for connections that last a very short time because you're only there for 7 to 8 days. And that absolutely happened, and it was wonderful in so many ways. But
the sex was had.
yeah.
Desire was had.
But I'm not really connecting with. I'm only connecting with one person on a relationship level right now, and I don't have any particular prospects for the
Tonya?
future. And
I don't know why that's funny. I'm curious because are you
I have a wife.
you not seeing anyone?
No, I was curious too, Coop. I was just not going to say anything.
No, I'm going to say some shit.
I am only dating one person right now.
Besides
and I am
your
married to
wife.
one person. And I'm married to one person.
Is it like wife plus person,
So
or is it like only wife?
Primary partner and...
my relationship structure right now. Okay. I'm going to map this out for you.
Yes, I appreciate it.
My
you draw
wife...
me pictures like a flow chart?
Describe the
will.
polycule.
Be
okay.
specific.
All right. Circle Dylan Thomas. Connected to Circle Tonya Thomas. Okay. Then back to the Circle Dylan Thomas. That
Yes.
goes off in an arm, and I am dating somebody.
Okay.
Okay. You can call that a poly relationship.
So there is some poly, just not lots of poly.
Yes.
Okay.
Some. But then all of a sudden, you can take a line drawn between Tonya and me, and then extend that line and branch it off to 5, 6, 7 other people for, let's say, casual relationships. And then, of course, we host parties, or we'll head to a club or head to a friend's party or something like that, and we'll have lots of opportunity. And so I haven't been looking for any new relationships in a long time. And at one time, I had 3. And I was definitely leveled out at that time. And I have 1, and I'm not particularly looking for any more. And it's okay. I like where I'm at right now. And I guess what I need or what I'm looking for in life, I'm getting from the arrangement that I have right now. And I think it's kind of the lifestyle that I'm leading right now. And I don't use that term in a I said lifestyle, so shut up, Cooper. But,
Wow.
We're both busy people. And I think about it, again, with no innuendo, Cooper, about fitting people into tight holes in our lives, okay?
I just need to momentarily stand up for myself that I was taking you very seriously.
Until you said tight holes, and then I stopped
and then
taking
Ginger
you seriously.
Giggled more
Did you
than I
stop
did.
taking him seriously, or
Just
did you
for a
start
second.
taking him
Just for a
more
second.
seriously?
No. I stopped, and then I started again. So
Well,
She took a break.
Well, see, I've been practicing this thing called relationship anarchy, and it's not really on purpose. It just happened, which is how anarchy happens. And, wherever people tend to fit in my life, if we're all cool, then we'll go fit there, right? So the people that have been fitting my life lately have been willing or able to come and join us where we are whenever we happen to be free, and it's all good. And the people that are a little less available, or that have to schedule a long time ahead of time, or that have a lot of other partners, or happen to be straight, are kind of coming around a little less / I'm going out to them less, because it requires more of a commitment. It means that I'm heading away from my wife to go see them usually. We have to set aside time. There's a lot of drive, whatever it is, because I'm going to somebody, all of a sudden there's a little bit more of a barrier to going and enjoying time with that person. And what's happened is, all of a sudden, almost everybody that I'm with happens to be bi or somewhere along the spectrum that's also interested in women, because Tonya isn't really going out and prospecting for people, and hasn't in a while, because it just hasn't been a priority. And so, I find people that might be interested in both of us, and we all have a good time. And that's where her non-monogamy has been at. She's been the lazy non-monogamous. I've been going out and prospecting for all the tail, and then bringing home a sexy woman and be like, look what I brought you. And she's like, oh, great. And then she straps on and fucks him for hours, and it works out. Or some iteration.
They should film that story and play it every Christmas.
Honey, I brought you a present. Oh, really? Would you unwrap it for me? Sure. and then all the clothes just fall to the
That
ground.
little playlet was better than our entire little playlet thus far.
Oh yeah, without question.
Especially the unzipping part. That was my favorite part.
And she even has a little bow on. So yeah,
Nice.
That's been the kind of thing that's been happening more because our life had been relatively complicated and busy, and other people that happen to be less entangled, like I said, single bi women or people that live nearby have just had more of an opportunity to be with us, and it's been interesting to see how that worked out, and it's resulted in us being less poly than we had been in a while, and it's made it, I have been reveling in the casual sex and in the swingy stuff, so it's not like there's any regret here, but I have totally been swinging way more than I've been dating people.
It is really odd how our podcast family sort of corrects back to the equilibrium of being both swing and poly. Because as Jin is giving us all the poly feels, Dylan, I'm kind of where you're at. I don't even know if I mentioned that I was in 3 relationships, my primary and 2 secondaries, and suddenly both of the secondaries had other things. One of them moved away and the other got into a monogamous relationship. And at that point, I just sort of said, maybe I just want to swing for a while. And Ophelia and I have been doing some couple swing dating, which is awesome. We hadn't really done that before. And we've met some very cool, exciting couples. And so we have course corrected a little bit. So now Jin's going to hold down the poly fort for a while. And swing. Don't worry, Jin. No one's taking away your swing card.
Don't worry, Jin. You can have as much casual sex as you want.
Yeah, because
thank you. I appreciate
Poly
that.
people still have lots of casual sex.
Poly people. Every time I hear poly people, I hear party people.
Poly all the
time.
Poly all the time.
Yes.
Yeah, right.
Yes, but so with that said,
So
and I
apparently
agree
is.
with you. I think that there's something to be said for that ability to let yourself go wherever feels right.
Yes.
That is one thing to just that I can talk about, even though I'm totally in the blushing sort of crazy noise making sort of NRE phase with like the sighs and the blushing and all of this with the girlfriends, Eli. And it's amazing. And it's super consuming. I mean, that's the thing. It's very consuming. And one of the parts, and I'd love to talk about this more another time, but is observing Prof and Eli together. Like that's super consuming for me from a compersion junkie standpoint. But we actually had an amazing, ridiculously amazing trip to Desire this year and are going again in November. But we had this really super sexy trip in November, and although we processed it with her before and she knew what she was getting into with us, we didn't know what was going to happen in November. And, far be it from me to have expectations, although I did in a lot of ways. But you go there with this mindset of being able to embrace whatever happens there and to be in a very sexy, emotionally connected swing place. At least that's where I kind of live when I go there. Is I'm open to a lot of sexy connections and casual sex in whatever way makes sense for everyone there. And it feels very sexy and connected and sensual and all of that. And I had all of that the whole time I was there. And Prof and I were so connected. And for the first time, we actually came back to a partner that we felt compelled to share all those experiences with, because this is a person that we're having sex with. This is a person that deserves to know the fastidiousness that we were using while we were engaging in sexual connections with other people. And she had to be okay with all that, or we were going to go into a holding pattern of waiting to be tested and all these things. And so it was the first time that I had that collision of worlds where Prof and I went and had this incredibly sexy vacation and it was just over the moon. It was so incredible. And then brought all those experiences back to another partner who was new to the fold, who was new to the entire consideration of all of these lifestyles, and had to hear everything that we experienced and did it with grace and lots of great questions and accepted us for who we were and is taking care of her and is really excited to travel with us the next time and all of those things. But it was the first collision of worlds in the sense that Prof and I had always been making those decisions when we were in sexy mindset together and always felt really connected. And we did this trip as well. And we loved every single second of it. And then we had to bring it back to another partner who wasn't with us. And that was a new experience, and we didn't know what to expect. And we were met with acceptance and caring and love and curiosity, and it was awesome. And so I'll just say again, another new experience, and it was something that I learned from, and I'm just excited that through all of that, we've landed at the space we are now, and I can carry all those sexy swing-ish kind of experiences with me, and I can carry all of the very poly experiences with me, and I kind of have my own balance, but it is very interesting how fluid it is among all of us to kind of have differing experiences with the swing world and with the poly world and deciding what works for us.
Yeah, I'm a little low on my hot chocolate. So, and I noticed that Rachel Lark over there has picked up her ukulele, and I think she might want to sing another song.
So let's throw a log on the fire.
Yeah.
And we're going to listen to Rachel.
Dylan, you got the log? Did
yes.
you see what I did there?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
In fact, before I do anything additional with my log, I'd actually like to read you a little snippet of a poem that I
Yay!
Wow.
that I recently adapted in my head to something more interesting.
Lovely.
So I picked up the log and it's in my hand, and it just came to me. Rachel, I'd like you to sit down and listen for a second, and then you can laugh at me or fawn at me or whatever you want to do after. But I'd like to say this. So presently, my cock grew stronger, hesitating then no longer. Sir, said I, or madam, truly your forgiveness I implore. But the fact is, I was fapping, and so gently you came rapping, and so faintly you came tapping at my chamber door, that I scarce was sure I heard you. Here I open wide the door. You were there, you I adore.
I don't even know what to say to that.
That was beautiful.
Oh. Well done, Dylan. Distinctly, I remember it was in the bleak December that Rachel Lark was going to play There's Nothing Sexy About Christmas to take us to the break, where we get more hot chocolate.
Christmas bells are ringing, stores are having sales. This time of year is always such a joy. Families get together and Santa never fails to put a smile on the face of every girl and boy. But my love, I need you to know, just because this is my favorite holiday doesn't mean I like it when you buy me Santa's little helper lingerie. Well, there's nothing sexy about Christmas. Well, leave your Santa fantasies up there in the chimney, please. Hey, there's nothing sexy about Christmas. Whoa, I don't mean mean to yuck your yum, but take that tinsel off your bum. This holiday is nothing but wholesome, so why you gotta turn it into Folsom? I'll leave my Christmas alone. I'm a kinky lady, and you're a kinky guy, and I'm down for almost everything you try. But everyone thinks that everything you like should be part of every part of your life. Remember how I explained just because I have cat doesn't mean I like cat stuff. So I assume that because I like spanking, I'd be into wearing Jingle Bell handcuffs. Well, there's nothing sexy about Christmas. Whoa, you know that I'm GGG, but get these snowballs off of me. Hey, there's nothing sexy about Christmas. Whoa, it's my favorite time of year, but let's make one thing crystal clear. This holiday's about a virgin. It's far too easy a perversion. I'll leave my Christmas alone.
I'm hiccuping because I drank some beer. So.
Did you play Drink the Beer?
You drank the beer.
If you really want to make me happy, let me out of this sleigh, unstrap me. I'll leave my Christmas alone. I'm not squicked out by holidays per se. It's just that this one is so pure in every way. The most I want to do is steal a kiss or two beneath the wreath of mistletoe at night. Can't you see that to me you're sexy in the way you show how helpful you can be? Maybe when the family's gone away, I'll pull your sweater off and say, baby, fuck me by the tree. Fine, there's something sexy about Christmas. Whoa, now that it's all said and done, I'm no longer stressed, let's have some fun. Hey, there's something sexy about Christmas. Whoa, while we're cleaning up tonight, won't you tie me in those Christmas lights? When holiday plans are haunting, being sexy is far too daunting. So if you really want me in that elf outfit, wait till December 26th. Just leave my Christmas alone. Leave my Christmas alone.
Hey all, Cooper here to tell you the exciting news that my best-selling book, My Life on the Swingset, Adventures in Swinging and Polyamory, is now available on Audible. As you may know, if you sign up for Audible now, you can get your first month and first audiobook free. So why not make it mine? Go to audible.mylotss.com and get 8 hours of newly produced audio content now. If you crave other methods of book consumption, you can purchase the DRM-free ebook or paperback, as well as the audiobook direct from me at mylifeontheswingset.com. You know you'd rather hear than read about my epic prostate orgasm. Why not do it now?
We at the Swingset believe that being risk-aware and practicing safer sex makes our lifestyle exponentially better. With that in mind, we're partnering with Lucky Bloke, global condom experts and the best online source for condoms and lube, to say no to mediocre condoms and bring the most pleasurable, safer sex directly to our listeners. Go to swingsetcondoms.com to see a specially curated selection of condoms, lubes, and assortments to reintroduce variety and excitement into the protection portion of your playtime. You should especially take note of the deluxe sampler put together by us at the Swingset for your party and date night kit. Making your condom purchase here supports both us at the Swingset and the wonderful purveyors of safer sex, Lucky Bloke. swingsetcondoms.com.
So Dylan, you've stoked the fire.
I have.
We all have fresh, silly cups of hot chocolate.
Yes, we do. And I found my magical tequila shot glass with a flared base.
Oh, the one that you're going to suck on again and lick?
Oh my God!
If somebody is interested in watching,
Katie,
I mean, I didn't do it for me.
Dylan performed such fantastic acts of fellatio on a shot glass in Mexico during our Desire episode.
If I hadn't been sitting on a towel, I'm just saying, like, oh my gosh!
We could we could feel the wetness.
Actually, here's the sequence of events, Katie, and I kind of like telling stories to you, so I hope you don't mind listening. But
Dylan's got he did the yawn thing. He's next to Katie on the couch. He did the yawn thing.
little Richie Cunningham.
Ginger and I have just wrapped our arms around each other. We're not even pretending to yawn.
Wait, I thought I was straddling you. Sorry.
We still can wrap our arms around each other.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah. Okay.
So,
but I like that.
I was sitting next to Ginger, and actually, I was sitting on a couch arm next to Ginger.
He was.
I liked the view I was getting. So we were drinking several shots of tequila. And I started to lose the shot glass. I didn't lose the shot glass. I started to lose a little bit of the tequila in the shot glass because I was being very expressive with my hands, with the shot glass in my hand. And so I started licking my hand to get that tequila off, and people started to notice, so I started licking a little bit more, and then I remembered, hey, I was just in the ocean, so I'm a little salty, and so I licked some of the salt off my arm, and then had Ginger do the same, and I took the shot of tequila, and
I abstained,
poured another one, and then while Ginger was talking, I put the shot glass between her legs, and kind of nuzzled it right up next to her in a good spot, and and Cooper was all offended because he thought I was interrupting, but I'm like, no, this is exactly
I was not
where it needs
offended
to be.
at all.
Well, you were offended because you thought I was interrupting, and then when you found out you wasn't, it was all
That's
good.
not really offensive. It's more like status
Indignant.
quo, Dylan.
How about indignant? You were indignant. Okay.
We are high atop Mount Swingset.
Yes.
It is okay to let down our guards.
Yeah. So I slid the shot glass right along her clit and just nuzzled it right between her labia as much as you can with panties on. But then I took the shot glass I took the shot glass back and I drank it, and of course I missed a little bit, and everybody saw. So like, oh,
wait! You glossed over the part where you took the shot glass back with your mouth.
Oh.
That's an important part.
That's an important part for me.
I took the shot glass back with my mouth.
And then
I shot it, but no, okay, so this was I was actually skillful. I skillfully then knocked back the shot glass without using my hands, and then put it in my hand and poured another shot of tequila in it. And then I lost a little more when I actually tried to take the shot. And it fell down me a little bit, and I was a little embarrassed. But I said, you know what, I don't want to waste any of this tequila. So I licked it off my hands, and then I started licking it off the side of the tequila glass. And I noticed that somebody I had a very healthy crush on was watching, and so I started to spend a little more time on the shot glass than I normally would have otherwise. And
and listeners, this is like the Back to the Future 2, where we go back into the scene you already heard a couple episodes ago.
Mm-hmm. Yes, except this time you're getting the my memory playback.
Yes,
of it.
the inside scoop.
Yeah. So yeah, I let her know that if we got to spend time together, she had something to look forward to by performing that on the shot glass, and more people noticed, and then eventually Cooper noticed and called me out on it, I think.
I did.
And then Ginger continued to notice and watched very intently. I imagine, right, Jen?
Oh, without question. Absolutely.
Very intently.
Oh, yeah.
So in Desire, we talked about what our best moments of the trip were. But it was only halfway through the week. And I had some major moments come after that podcast.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, I'm not denigrating your major
no.
moments.
Sorry, it was an inappropriate tone. Sorry.
Jen, have a little more hot chocolate.
You know, I was actually getting drunk on the memory of the Don Julio Blanco bottle that we were passing along. Yeah, sorry, my bad. But you had an entire half a trip.
I did. See, and on the podcast, I talked about getting a triple hand job as being the apex thus far.
But then we never went into describing it because I started trolling you.
You did, totally.
I made jokes about cock size and such, so I would not mind hearing that story if Katie were interested.
That's like a lot of hands.
But
it's a lot of hands.
But let me just leap past that, because on the last day of the trip, in like the last hours, because we had to be up very early the next morning to leave. But the last hours, I got a triple blowjob.
Oh.
Which was pretty amazing.
I feel like I heard about the triple blowjob.
Well, I have talked to you since, Desire.
Katie, since we're on the couch together, are you interested in hearing about the triple blowjob?
See, and I just immediately go to this really logistical place.
Okay,
where
Katie,
I'm like,
I'll break it down for you, Katie. Because I have actually been asked twice this very question.
I was going to say, this is really useful. This is the instructional. It's the instructional part of the podcast.
Yeah. Just like DP.
Yeah.
It requires some organization.
Yeah.
So I was lying on my back. One lovely lady was between my legs. One lovely lady was next to me on the right and one on the left. So the women on either side put their mouths on the sides of my cock, and the one in the middle went on the top. And then they all made out a little bit, and it was really nice.
Well, like you do.
Like you do. And then you can work the balls, I also had more triple kisses than I've ever had in my life on this trip. We found that actually helps you breathe during foam parties.
Yes, we did.
Well, I mean, God, that's just a survival tactic.
I know.
At that point.
Well, I needed that survival technique.
You almost die like most of the time during foam parties.
So I've participated in 2 foam parties now, and yes, I did have one moment during both foam parties when I pretty much was not able to breathe.
Absolute panic.
This particular time.
See, Dylan keeps it cool. I panic.
Well, no. This time I actually started to panic.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I was leading a conga line of about 25 people. Well, I didn't until this trip, so as I do now, but I wasn't before. But we had emerged from the foam, and we did a little bit of a round across the, gave a little shot across the bar bow, and we started heading back into the foam. But I got surrounded by foam, which was no big deal because you jump up and down a few times and the foam goes away. Except it didn't go away this time. And I was starting to run out of breath a little bit. So I'm like, all right, fine. Strategy number 2, go under the water, come out of the water, and start splashing my face with water. And, enough of the foam will dissipate that I can get in a couple breaths. And as long as I can get in a couple breaths, it's going to be okay. And it didn't happen. And so I'm like, okay, I really need to breathe right now. This is getting to be a problem. Fine. So I decided to stop leading the conga line. And unfortunately, because I was surrounded by foam, I didn't quite know what direction the edge of the pool was in. So I picked a direction and I started slowly making my way through, trying to breathe, not being able to. And then all of a sudden I ran out of breath and I breathed in a bunch of foam. And then all hell broke loose. And then like, oh, it's panic now. Cause it's like, I can't take another breath to get that shit out of my lungs because it'll just be another breath of foam and it's already irritating the shit out of me. And oh God. So I started slipping between people you'd be surprised how easy it is to like slip between people when everybody is both in a pool and foamed up because it's yes. Incredibly slick. So I'm pretty sure I split up like 8 or 9 people in a group just by going, right through the middle of them. And then I finally, with my arms in front of me, of course, too. So I finally found the edge of the pool and I kind of jumped out of the pool. And it turns out I emerged from the part of the pool where the foam was right up into the edge. And so there were people sitting on the seats next
Side of the pool?
on the side. Well, not sitting on the side
On
of
the
the pool, but
chaise. On the chaise lounges.
there you go. Thank
Yeah.
you. On the chaise lounges. There are people sitting there, and I just like emerge out of nowhere from the foam, and I'm like gasping for air,
Yeah.
and coughing, and they're like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "I'll be fine." And it was terrifying. And I stayed there for about a minute or two, and then said, "All right, I'm out." And I just slipped back in the foam, and I found everybody again. But yeah, that was a bit of a panicky moment.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny and awesome and bad and scary all at the same time. And what's hilarious is this concept of the foam party. We've talked about this before on the podcast. It's so unrelatable unless you've actually been there and done it, and understand why after your near-death experience you would dive back into the foam, because you just can't be bothered to be out of the foam that long because it's just that great.
Yeah.
But yes, I can totally appreciate. I love your sacrifice that you quit leading the conga line. I'm guessing they found another leader at that point.
Well, the nice thing about a conga line is when the leader falls, the second person is promoted.
They are. That's fair at that point.
It's like when the groom doesn't show up, then you just slide everyone down the line.
Is that how it works?
Yeah, that's why they're all dressed the same.
Oh.
The more you know.
So, Katie, if you've never been surrounded by a bubbly, viscous, white liquid around you, like we were, then you wouldn't understand, man. But maybe you would. I don't know.
Katie, it's like a giant bathtub, and you're
My
very
face.
small.
Exactly, your face. That's exactly what I'm talking about, Katie. Your face.
But foam party aside, and triple blowjob aside, a momentous thing happened on my trip. Ophelia and I fluid bonded.
Ooh.
Oh, was this when you called out Uberlube? Was this...
Yes.
Oh, that
because
was the moment.
Uberlube was right there with us. Uberlube is great hot tub lube. Great for fucking in the hot tub is what I'm saying.
They should put that on the label.
They should put that
Good
on the label
hot tub
because
lube.
we would have
It's an
known about it
endorsement.
the
It's a
first
Swingset
half of the
endorsement.
trip. Yeah, this is our full endorsement of Uberlube. Best for the hot tubs. But so that was a big thing, and it was a thing that really only my hyper paranoia was holding back, and ultimately it became a why are we not doing this? And neither of us had a reason to not be fluid bonded, and so then that awesomeness happened.
Wow. So had you not been this whole time?
This whole time, yeah.
Wow.
Well, it makes everything easier.
Yes.
Oh, Cooper.
And fucking in places you shouldn't be fucking is much easier.
Okay, that's true. Yeah, that's definitely true.
Like when I was in San Francisco at a friend's wedding that I was actually photographing, and we snuck off to fuck in the bushes. The condom really was the problem there.
You take it. No, you take it. You take it.
No,
you
not
take
that kind of problem.
Oh, sorry.
Oh my God. Yes.
I mean, really.
Well, you can carry a packet of lube in your pocket, but no matter what, it's going to get on your hands. And quite honestly, like if you're having to be discreet enough to go fuck in the bushes, and you need to both lube up your cock and put a condom on it, and then possibly lube up the condom, and then insert yourself. It's like
that's a lot of things. It's a lot of things to happen.
And cleanup is a problem.
Yes.
So, I mean, what do? All of a sudden you emerge from the bushes and people are like, oh, I've been looking forward to you. And somebody reaches out to shake your hand and it's like, whoa, man, you don't want to shake my hand.
Dylan, that's what the pocket square is for.
You know, that's actually the most useful thing I've ever heard about a pocket square.
Yeah.
But those pocket squares usually aren't terribly absorbent, though.
Well, really, you're just looking for a quick wipe off until you can get to the restroom.
Okay. Fair.
Well,
So what I'm saying is, last year I got married in the hot tub. This year I fluid bonded in the hot tub.
You're weird. You do things in the wrong order, sir.
I do things in strange orders.
it's a magical place, though.
It is a magical place. And tiles were just falling off that bitch this year.
Actually, the hot
Oh
tub.
my God.
Listen, the hot tub didn't look rough, but it had lost a significant amount.
It
of
used to
tiles.
be an exciting thing to find tiles from the
Now they're
hot
just
tub.
throwing it around.
Now
it's
it's just like, oh, I got another one. Who didn't have one?
yeah.
That was actually pretty awesome, though. I'll admit.
No, it was. It was.
That was pretty fun, and Prof and I stayed after the swing setters left, and we found some folks.
They were not ready to end the party.
We weren't. No, we had some party in us yet.
I would like to tell you a story about that too, but please go on.
There's really no story other than a couple of bullet points. A, that not all the swing setters fit into the swing set trip this year, because there were folks who literally booked the week after us trying to run into swing setters. And we were like,
Yeah.
hey, we're here. And they're
That's
like,
why we say book early. We're not bullshitting.
No,
But that's
I know.
really cool, though. That's really cool. It's like we're only going to see you guys for a day or if that, but we're here. Woo!
And that's literally what they did. And the cool thing is they created kind of a little ecosystem of their own, which was awesome. And we were still there, which was awesome. And so hopefully they'll book with us next year. And we were like, get on that. And they were like, we will. And it was awesome. The other thing about staying after was that you get to see the shift from the swing set world at Desire
Oh, yeah.
to a very different world. And I just got to put it out there. It's so vastly different. With a very clear aesthetic difference being, I went from being one of the women at Desire who had bush to the only woman at Desire who had bush. And it was just fascinating to me that I was like, wow, that's crazy that our group leaves and so does all the pubic hair. I was like, wow, that's crazy.
Well, I really noticed the difference, because we came in Friday, and
Yes.
I noticed the distinct difference as our crew arrived. And it made me really, I absolutely love the group we've established for Desire. But it made me really, really appreciate how unique our group of people are.
Yeah.
And how wonderfully diverse our group is. And it's, I mentioned during the Playboy Bunny Night, the standard girls dress up as the bunnies and the guys dress up as the millionaires. We had more cross-dressing than I'm sure that Desire Resort has ever seen.
Oh my gosh, the boy bunnies were amazing. The women in smoking jackets were smoking like, oh my gosh, it was
And
just...
I just got to say, Angelica in her suit, awesome.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Absolutely. And that is what we bring, and that was amazing. And so I don't want to say that the rest of the time is not fun or awesome or good, or it's just there is something incredibly unique about the week that we were there, and Prof and I were there to observe it, and it was stark. I mean, it was absolutely a very clear distinction, and I'm just I've got to say to you guys, like I don't know how to say it other than to say I'm just really proud of that community.
Me too.
And it's such a blissful place to exist. And we got to observe it and we got to be there after the fact and really kind of soak it in and savor it, and also notice, wow, this is a very different crowd. And it's not the swing setters.
Was the Playboy Bunny night the night that it rained for a little bit while people were out with the band? I don't recall. The days kind of blurred together.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I can't
That was
plan on
like
that.
the only night I participated fully in the theme. And
Okay.
I think I went up to the hot tub when everyone went up to the disco.
Yeah, that was the night that I didn't participate in the theme at all. Well, I didn't participate in most of the themes because, I don't know, I just roll that way or don't roll that way. But I also didn't spend a lot of time around the lobby when that was all happening. And so I didn't see a lot of that. I did see Angelica, and whew, wow. But I was wondering, because I didn't see you two the night that it started raining a little bit. And I mention it because I actually put my skates on and skated out to the lobby and danced a little bit, and then it started raining. And so, it's like, well, fuck, I finally got my skates on in front of everybody, and now I can't do it. So, okay. Also, I was a little bit more conservative about dancing on my skates because lots of people didn't have, lots of people had open-toed shoes on and things like that. And
Yeah.
I did not want to roll over somebody's foot, as much fun as I was having. So, yeah. So at least I did that.
Well, I'm bummed I missed that. That's awesome.
Oh, it'll happen again. Don't worry.
Yay!
I'm sure I don't know. I don't think Katie's seen me on skates either. I'll have to resolve that when she comes to Chicago late March, early April. So
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
For reasons.
for reasons. So do you guys remember? Do you guys remember we had like 30 episodes in a row a while ago with guests? It was
Yes.
do remember that.
Yeah,
Yes.
we just fucking packed our schedule with guests, and then we kind of swung the pendulum back to having listener questions and bringing up hot topics and stuff like that. And well, like the last 10 episodes, we really haven't had the four of us on.
I know.
At the same time, which has been kind of funny and interesting. And of course, we had the 2 Desire recorded episodes on that we didn't altogether host the last couple. And it's just been kind of interesting how that's worked out. So I'm looking forward to
Well,
a
I'm glad
new
we could
year.
all make it up on Mount Swingset
Well, yeah,
here in the ski chalet.
I really am too. And
This is our little our holiday party.
It's so cozy.
And it's a
is so
really nice next year kickoff because I'm really looking forward to being with you three this year.
Oh, and I'm so excited for that too. There's so much awesomeness
There is so much awesomeness
to make happen.
The Desire takeover is going to be amazing, and just amazing.
Oh my gosh, so amazing. I don't even have words for it. And no, I was just thinking about it, literally thinking about like, wow, that is almost an overwhelming thought to have happen so soon after this last time, which was so vast, so many swing setters everywhere we looked. And at the same time, we have all of this awesome time to spend together. Maybe we come back to Mount Swingset. I don't know if this is a holiday thing. I don't know if this is...
I think we should visit it annually.
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe more private citizens will join us on Mount Swingset. I do want to make an announcement.
Oh,
I wrote a novel in October.
No big deal.
I'm not saying it like that, Jen. You can say that, but I'm not saying it.
NBD.
I'm
and
saying that. NBD.
That is going to be released probably spring of 2016. It's a novel about swinging.
Prof and I read it on the beach and before,
Which is
chapter
pretty
by
awesome.
chapter. It's so awesome and so entertaining and so Cooper Beckett.
It is very Cooper Beckett.
Mm-hmm.
I have heard that from almost everybody. Who has read it? So I hope that's a good thing. Silence.
Well, yeah.
You know, there's an awful lot of crickets up here on Mount Swingset
No.
in the middle of winter.
Well, listen, unlike with your My Life on the Swingset book,
Yeah.
I did not get a little taste of this one, and so
You didn't.
I don't know what to expect for when I read it.
Well, I was, in fact, recording an audio version of the first 2 chapters yesterday. And my plan is to release the first 2 chapters as a sign up for our mailing list and you get the chapters. But I also may do a Kickstarter for this project because I need to hire an editor. I'm not sure. But you can have a taste of the whole thing, Dylan. You can eat it up.
Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate that. So I've been I've been back in the States for 3 weeks now. It for less long than you guys have been, except for Katie.
I went to Canada.
Oh, I didn't know you went to Canada.
I drove through the vast Canadian countryside over Thanksgiving.
Did you call it this land as you drove through?
This land.
Yes.
I wished strongly that I could have hung out with our incredible Canadian contingent. We were within an hour of Toronto, and I could feel the loins pulling. But we didn't have time. We had to be home for work. Stupid work. Stupid real life. So sorry, Dylan. I just wanted to... I've never driven in another country before, and I was in 3 countries in 1 month.
No, that
was big.
That is something cool. I just mentioned it because I haven't had a lot of time to storytell about Desire, and so I appreciate you 3, especially you, Katie, indulging me because
Katie has been so lovely in her patience with our lip flapping here. I think she's just here for the skiing, honestly.
Well, as you both know, I am an extremely patient person.
I just like watching you work. But I was...
Wow. That was cute and sweet, and then it got creepy. All within the same thing.
It took kind of a turn.
But listen, I was going to ask for just a little more. I just want one more little bit of indulgence. Because I just like I told the not terribly awesome story about me being on skates at Desire, I wanted to tell you about my last couple hours at Desire.
Okay.
And then leave it at that. So, T-minus 2 hours until Tonya and I have to be in the lobby to leave Desire. We've already put all of our luggage in the lobby. We have gotten all of our ducks in a row, and we're like, okay, how do we want to close this out? We wanted to jump in the ocean because I like being salty, and not an emotional state salty. I like to taste salty. And all right, fine. And we want to eat before we get to the airport and drink a lot of water because airports are terrible. So we went and grabbed something to eat. And there was a couple there that we really enjoyed being around. And so we sat there and ate some lunch with them. And then I saw somebody that I needed to talk to and grab something that I lent out in the pool. And so I said, hey guys, I'll be right back because we're only here for a couple more hours and I got to get this thing back. So I ran over to the pool, took my clothes off, jumped in. I know I could have yelled from the side of the pool, but I didn't want to do that. So
yeah,
whatever.
Why would you?
Yeah. Why yell, interrupt other people? So jumped in the pool, swam up to everybody and said, hey, can I get that thing back? And she said, yeah. And so her husband went back to their room to go get it. And I'm standing there around other people, and I start making out with a couple women while I'm there, because, it seems like a good thing to do while I'm waiting. And I didn't know he had to go all the way back to his room. I thought it was just going to be a quick kiss or two and then run, because I was eating lunch. But, 5 minutes pass, maybe even 10 minutes pass, and I'm still here making out with women. I'm like, I'm really enjoying this, but I actually have somewhere to be. I don't know what's happening. So he gets back in the pool and hands and it's all good. And so I walk away and I go back and sit down, and everybody else has finished eating, and I still have my plate of arrachera and they're all giving me weird looks. I'm like, listen, I was just in the pool over there getting my thing back, and I apologize for making you wait. And I, of course, started making out with people there. So, okay, fine. It happened. We finished, and we said, you know what? Let's hit up the hot tub, because we want to go out in the hot tub. It seemed like the best place to spend our time before we had to leave. So we started saying goodbye to them, and we saw a couple other people on the way to the hot tub. And it's not a terribly huge distance between the place where you eat lunch and the hot tub, but a couple saw us, and we said goodbye to them. And what's that?
At all?
No, at all. No,
it's a single building. In fact.
It really is. But we saw a couple couples, and we said goodbye to them, and I of course made out with them on the way to the hot tub. And then we got up to the hot tub. Oh yeah, it was a thing. So got up to the hot tub, slipped in, and spent time talking to a couple that we had been kind of dancing around the couple the whole time, and I'd been making out with the wife, the lady of the couple, and just I had been wanting to spend some time with her for most of the time I was there, but we were around each other the whole time with other people, and that was not a bad, it was not bad places to be, but we were all there and we were talking, and she and I started making out, and he and Tonya started making out, and I was having a wonderful time, and I really, really wanted to ask if they wanted to go and hit up one of the beds. But I also didn't want to lose track of time, because I had a plane to catch. We had literally a plane to catch. So I instead made a request. And I was to the right of her, and I had my arm behind her back, and I had my hand on her leg, and we were making out, and we were really close. And I asked if she would have her husband play with her while I was holding her. And she came back with a counter and said, because I didn't see past her, I didn't see that her husband was already playing with Tonya. And she said, I have a counter offer for you. How about I play with myself? And I said, yes, because absolutely. And so, he was playing with her, and she was playing with herself, and I was making out with her while she was doing that. And it was a great way to spend our last moments in the hot tub. So we got out of the hot tub, went over to the lobby, decided that we should probably jump in the ocean. And so, of course, on the way to the ocean, we said goodbye to a couple couples, and I made out with a couple people, and got into the ocean, saw some people in the ocean, made out with somebody. And on the way back to the lobby, I looked at Tonya and I said, "Do you ever get bored of me making out with other women?" She's like, "No."
So bored.
Yeah, please keep super bored. And she said she loved it, and she'd like me to continue doing it. So we closed out Desire by making out with at least 10% of the female population of the resort. And it was wonderful. Any one of those moments would have been great, but I think the moment in the hot tub was the best. So that was my last 2 hours in Desire.
It sounds like quite a way to close the trip out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was spectacular. It's been sticking with me.
Well, I'm glad you guys all had a good time, even if I couldn't be there.
Well, there's always next year, Katie.
Mm-hmm.
There is indeed.
There is indeed. And Prof will start talking about your flower. Because it's what he does.
If you want.
If you want. Consent is obviously important here.
Katie, I can turn this all off if you want me to. I just want you to know that.
I know, and you tell me that every time, and it's all really, really cute. There's this thing where it's like, Katie, I'm going to do this thing. But, I don't actually have to.
I am
It's
so
the-
gonna
it-
ask. I'm so gonna ask you if I can make out with you when I see you next. How about that?
Wow. You know, Dylan, you could escort her out into the snow. I think the snow is breaking, and it might be good skiing out there.
No, I think I like it in here. It's a good temperature in here. Get a good place
Wow,
on the
it's
couch.
really hard to say goodbye to everybody at Swingset Chalet if Dylan won't leave.
You can leave. The door's right there. Go on, put your jacket on. You can leave, and you can close out the podcast outside, and you can just, the three of us will hold down the fort for you.
Ski down the mountain.
The three of us will hold down the fort for you.
All right. Well, enjoy the rest of the fire, you three. Jin, would you like to ski down the mountain with me?
No, she's good here.
Oh. Taking advantage of Skype-related issues, Dylan.
Yeah, she's just good with me answering for her. That's all.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound like her. Well, okay. I'll see y'all soon.
I love you, Cooper. I'll get out of the house now.
No, I'm leaving. And as I walk away from the ski chalet and put my skis on, I should have done that in seating area.
It is much easier to do.
It is much easier to do. But I think about how people could like us on Facebook at facebook.com/The Swingset, and they could follow us all on Twitter at Cooper S. Beckett, at Ginger and the Prof, at that Katie Mack, and at Dylan the Thomas. You can check out this podcast that we do when we're not in the chalet. Would somebody tell Ginger she can talk? Even though she's back in the chalet while I'm walking away. So our podcast, our daily blogs, articles, and toy reviews on our website at lifeontheswingset.com and on our site's Twitter feed at OnTheSwingset. They could email us at contact@lifeontheswingset.com. Give us a call, leave us a voicemail, send us a text at 573-55-SWING. That's 573-557-9464. You can buy condoms from swingsetcondoms.com. They support this podcast and get you awesome condoms from the Lucky Bloke.
They also support good sexual health.
They do. They do, Dylan.
And I will tell you, I actually I had a conversation with somebody.
I can't hear you because you're back in the chalet.
Well, I'm going to tell you.
Snowball at the back of my head?
I will. I just going to yell at the window. I'm going to open up the window and say, it's a little hot in here. I'm going to open up the window and say, I had a conversation with somebody who has a partner with a girthy cock. Let's bring this back to girthy. And
I like the extra oomph you put on the word girthy, Dylan. A girthy cock.
One does not wield the term girthy without the appropriate weight behind it, if you know what I mean.
Gravitas.
Yes. So, she and he are fluid bonded, and he hadn't been with other people in a long time, and they want to go to play parties, but he's like, I don't know what condoms I want to use. Because I know I need a bigger condom, but I know a lot of them just won't do it for me. And I don't want to plunk down, $15, $20 on a set of condoms that I may not end up using. That I may not end up using. So I said, well, I happen to have the perfect solution for you, because if you go to swingsetcondoms.com, they have a pack just for you. And I just bought 3 of these before the trip to Desire, and I found a couple condoms that really worked out well. But I did point him over to the Lucky Bloke Ultimate Condom Sampler Larger Fit set, and it did good for me. And I thought it would do good for him. So, yeah.
You're spreading the love.
I am spreading the love and
the glove
lust and all sorts of other things.
Well, I wave back to you at the window that's open.
I'd like to ski away altogether. Is it just me? I mean, can we just...
I don't know. Dylan was pretty firm about staying in the chalet.
I was firm.
Yeah.
Jen, I would love it if you skied down the hill with me. You can do the thing where it goes shush.
I'm down to shush with you.
You shush.
Can I like ski back home? Is it like
Well,
like I go down the hill and like land?
You can gain the momentum from skiing down the hill to ski back home. While you're all putting your skis on, I can reminisce about how people might support us by buying a shirt and other awesome merchandise like tights, cups, iPhone cases, all sorts of cool things at lifeontheswingset.com/support. And you can sign up to support us every time we release an episode on our Patreon, which you can reach at lifeontheswingset.com/tip. And again, huge thanks to everybody who has supported our Patreon. They bought us lift tickets. I believe they rented the chalet.
Wow.
No. We're going to use their funds respectably.
Krista paid for the schnapps.
Oh.
That may be true.
Yeah, that is probably true. You can find our other great podcasts like the Gentle Pervert Social Club, Intellectual Foreplay, The Kinky Geeks, Eat the Rudecast, a damn good podcast about Twin Peaks, Sex at a Go-Go, and welcome back to the Tell Me Something Good podcast at Swingset FM or on our free Android app, which we hope is back and Google has stopped being prudes with sticks up their butts. And not the fun kind. You can check out Katie Mack's other podcast, Carnalcopia, with Ashley Manta at thecarnalcopia.com. And finally, you can buy my book, My Life on the Swing Set, Adventures in Swinging and Polyamory, as an ebook, paperback, or audiobook. Until the end of this month, December, the ebook and audiobook are on sale for half price with promo code HOLIDAY. You can buy it at mylifeontheswingset.com, but you have to buy it through me. You can't buy it through Amazon. I can't discount like that. Support your independent retailers.
And support your independent podcast media.
Indeed. So are we all skied up?
I am strapped on and ready to ride.
I believe Rachel
Yeah,
Lark
but do you have
was
skis on?
back at the...
Oh, well.
He's just got a cock strapped on each arm. It's good, but I mean...
Each thigh, maybe, but yeah.
Well, also thighs and forehead. Big old
He's good at that part.
suction cup reindeer cock. Not reindeer cock. Unicorn cock. I see reindeer off in the distance.
It's time to ski.
It's time to ski. Goodbye, Rachel Lark. Thank you for your musical inspiration. I hope she turns off the lights when she's done. Or at least make sure the fire is out.
I'm sure she will.
You can find Rachel Lark's music at rachellark.com, I hope.
Oh, this has definitely been a podcast.
You can find Rachel Lark's amazing music at rachellark.com. Oh, there we go. So thanks for skiing by.
Oh, I see what you did there. Coop.
No,
See what I did there?
we skied by them.
Shush!
So thank you for standing there while we ski by.
Hey, this is Dan Savage from the Savage Lovecast and Savage Love, and you're listening to a Swingset podcast at Swingset FM.
Have a sexy business? Love the swing set? Let's put these two great things together. The Swingset Network has advertising and sponsorship packages available for our websites and podcasts. Email advertising at lifeontheswingset.com for more information. Thanks.
Okay, Jen, go get more drink making.
Go drink, yes. No, I'm actually, what was I going to do? Look at the skit first.
I used to play the game Drink the Beer, but I actually lost quite a bit because pretty much anybody half my size cannot drink it. So, yeah, it was a losing battle.
Is there much more to the game Drink the Beer than it sounds?
No, you drink the beer.
Not. Absolutely not.
It's the ski chalet.
Yes, we're in a ski chalet.
Hey, I'm reading your stuff now.
Yeah, Cooper, the smartest thing you could have possibly done was put me at the end of this thing, right? Like, you can hear my face already, right?
I can. You don't have to vamp, Katie. But when you walk in, it's the show at that point.
So this is the 10th Dr. Onesie.
Yeah.
Okay. I wasn't sure why it was capitalized. So I was like, who's Dr. Onesie? I don't know who that is. Like, I'm trying to, like, do a thing. And I was like, no. He's wearing a doctor.
Did you see me wearing that onesie? You know, you didn't,
yeah,
you
of course.
didn't show up at that dinner. I wore that at our first group dinner.
It's not that I didn't show up. I was just so fashionably late that it became unfashionable.
You were fashionably late enough to be early for tomorrow's breakfast.
Exactly.
Okay, I will be right back.
There was fucking.
That was our first group dinner this year, but you know, in all fairness, I did have a raging headache. So.
Oh, he didn't wear it to that. I think he was talking about the group dinner, the big group dinner. But yes, did you ever? You didn't have a raging headache for that other one?
No, for
just
no,
our
just our group dinner. Yeah. Hey, Katie.
Hi.
I've legitimately missed talking to you. It's been a while, and I feel much better than I did the last time I talked to you. So.
Oh, well, good.
Yeah, things are feeling pretty good. I just finished spending 3 days in the city. Because
which one?
Classes. Oh, the only one that matters, Chicago, of course.
Okay, the city is New York. I'm sorry.
All right.
You said the city, and I'm like, what were you doing out here?
No, it's true.
Right. The city of the big shoulders. The city with the big shoulders. Ooh.
Oh, it's your total archive. That's what it is.
My total archive.
Wow, that sounds amazing.
It's where I put all the things that I want to hold inside me.
Yeah.
That didn't quite work.
Or maybe it did.
Katie, so you know, this episode is just talk about whatever we want.
Wait, what?
Yeah, you've never been on one of our bullshit episodes.
We're gonna fucking walk the line without a net right now, sister. Are you ready?
I'll gird my loins.
You know,
you better watch your loins because we're playing without protection today.
Wow.
Ooh, I didn't know we were doing that.
I didn't consent to that. I know it was a joke, but you've inflamed my STI concerns.
Cooper's gonna make a doctor's appointment while we're talking, just to be on the safe side.
Take it back. I'm putting on a doctor's mask and rubber gloves. It's like when you made up for Cooper not having lots of casual sex a while ago. What?
Yeah, don't worry about it. Jen and I will talk.
Why are you using comments to have a conversation?
Cooper, weekend got this. It's cool.
I'm so recording right now.
See, I made Cooper grumpy already. This is great.
I know he wasn't grumpy. He wasn't grumpy until just right then.
You know, I interrupted my last outro.
He interrupted his own outro.
I interrupted my own outro.
Straight up, no joke. Like 3 lines in.
And yeah, the way you do it, where I'm halfway through something and I say, you know what? Wait a minute. It was unusual, but that's the kind of withdrawal I go through doing. Foley of walking to the door. Door opening sound effect. Dylan, you can feel free to put the narration of it at the end.
I think I understand what you're getting at. The fact that you're doing that.
Did you write that?
No, that's I adapted the Raven.
I know,
Yeah,
but did you
I
write
know!
that?
That was amazing!
Yeah,
I know it's the Raven.
Yeah, I wrote that.
Holy fuck, that was so good. I can't even stand it right now.
I was just fucking around.
Well done.
All right. I thought you were all laughing at me.
No, it was amazing.
Okay, well, good.
I was overzealous for a reason. That was amazing. And then Coop, you forget it. What are we doing?
You like that?
Oh my god, it was so good.
Just some visitor rapping at my chin. Only this and nothing more.
Well, you know why I thought about that, Jin? Because when, again, you were talking about your girlfriend, I just want to hear you squeal. When you're talking.
Oh my god, I love it so much.
I know.
It's so bad. I can't not do it. Oh
Well, here,
my God.
I'll sit next to Katie on the couch real quick and elbow her and say,
Okay,
hey,
do it.
Katie.
Do it.
So, when Ginger was talking about her girlfriend, a lyric from, what lyric? Jesus Christ. A line from The Raven popped in my head. And it was, it was the one about the soul growing stronger. Presently, my soul grew stronger, hesitating then no longer. And that's and then I pulled the line after that and adapted it. But that's where it came from, Jin. So, just so you know, you inspired that.
That is incredible, A. B, Coop, you totally jumped right in there too. And
Yeah, that was great.
all of that happened after Dylan said, before I do anything else with my log.
Yes, that was the best part.
So I tweeted that part.
So we played an obscene amount of music today because why not? We, of course, featured 2 Rachel Lark tracks from her album Hung for the Holidays. She sang There's Nothing Sexy About Christmas and Oh Polly Night. We also played, in no particular order, .exe, Come Back to Me, Hilbert, Jingle Bells, Mr. Fiji Ouija, Imaginary Friend featuring Brett and Mathias, Muzzy, Snowman Swag, Rogue, Goodbye, or Winter Chords, Stephen Walking, Sleigh Ride, and Televisors, We Wish You a Merry Christmas. Links to every piece of music from this episode